Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I have another taza for you today. This one is on Zelensky. I actually have two. If I can, I will post a video. This one's on Putin. I made these tazas on Wednesday and I shot the video on Wednesday night. And I was just so exhausted from reading them and from my whole day working that I did the video in bed and it didn't come out very well. So I kind of missed my opportunity to break the news. And I was so upset and I told my husband, look, I missed the opportunity. He goes, no, not everything you saw in your taza has come to be. Do the video. Because I was going to erase them. I was so upset. But anyway, here I am. I'm going to do these two tazas. I don't know if I'll post both videos tonight, but this one is on Zelensky. There's this gentleman, part of Zelensky's team, who's going to get some intelligence from someone that is far away in another territory. And he's bringing the news over to Zelensky. He has his head down. So it's not like he's extremely sad, but he's upset. Here is Zelensky, and he's meeting with this, Zelensky's a short of stature. He's a smaller guy, and he's meeting with these two tall guys that are also in the military. I could tell by the headwear. They're there in the military. And then there's another woman, maybe an advisor or part of their team. Or no, not part of their team. See, that's why you have to concentrate with the tazas. He's a woman who is backing these three people who are on the same team. This lady might be from a diplomat from abroad or from another area, not where Zelensky is. But she is amicable towards him. She's friendly. This is a friendly person. Here is Zelensky. He's sitting down. So I think this is when the weather gets warmer. It's almost like a Game of Thrones thing. He's sitting down here. Waiting to meet with people. So I guess it's going to be when it gets a bit warmer there, he's going to start receiving people maybe out in a patio, or trying to enjoy life, trying to have taking care of his mental health, taking in fresh air. It's been a long cold winter, and I think he's going to be sitting out and meeting with people sitting out. So we may see that on the news. And here's a lot of papers coming in. So this is the building where he resides. Now I feel comfortable talking about that now because he went on the news. It's been all over where he sleeps, where his office is, how everything is. So now I feel comfortable showing the building. And if you go back to my other taza where I said I don't want to say what the structure looks like because this is where he resides, it is the same structure here. So it's a very large, enormous, beautiful building with ornaments and things like that on it, and different large areas underneath, in between, above, large windows above. Here he sits, he works with another person like side by side. I don't know who that person is, but he works with that other person. So he has like his living quarters underneath, and then his office is like, sure, he has more than one office, but he has one above office with beautiful, like a big window. And he's sitting there, and he sits there and he works very closely with another person. It's two people sitting there, and they're receiving phone calls and making phone calls, emails, letters, money, everything, papers, all that happens in this, between him and this other person. And going to meet with Zelensky is this lady. Look how beautiful her little body is. She's a thin lady, really pretty. She has like brownish hair, and she comes in with two other people that are in the military. And she's bringing forward some sort of note, some sort of paper, or an offer for something coming to him. And here are these two gentlemen in the military. One is taller, larger, and the other one's smaller. After that happens, here is Zelensky. And I think this is his wife, and she's holding a baby in her arms. And there's other kids playing. See this little kid here playing? There's like a little dog or a little animal under there. That's how animals come out. And these kids are playing, and there's like this new structure. Now, I don't know if Zelensky's gonna have a baby with his wife or a new baby, or it's just that she's taking care of children and she's holding one in her arms when they go to this place to open up 2 buildings for children. It's 2 buildings, one in the front, one in the back part, like in the same area, but it's 2 buildings. One is towards the front, one's more towards the back, or towards to the west of that building, or one east building and one west building. It's that sort of thing, or one south building and one north building. I don't know if you understand. It's like divided. It's 2 structures in the same land. But I think it's... could be. I think it's east-west building. Okay, and this is how... I keep telling you with the Taza. It took me a while to crack it. So I'm reading it now, and it looks like it's easy, but I've already read this and pondered over it. You have to be very... detail-oriented when it comes to the Taza. So you have to find a very quiet place. Concentrate. Here is another, this land is divided into another, it breaks off into another land here. This is the heavens, right? This is the present, the land, the extra place. And then down here is the ground, or it could be people that have been buried. Stuff like that. Anyway, I'll explain to you in another video, and for those of you that have been with me for a long time know what I mean. But this represents a breakage of another area for me here. This is another land. It breaks off there. In this land, you see people turning their backs on each other. And this is what I mean that I was late to the parade in a way. I might post that little piece of the video I made, but it doesn't matter because I didn't post it on YouTube, so it doesn't matter now. But anyway, this is Russia. This is another land next to Ukraine or close to Ukraine where there's no water dividing it. You can walk to Russia from Ukraine or drive to it, right? So here's the people in Russia now, people in the military, turning on each other. They're turning their backs towards each other. They're turning their backs towards each other. And in the video, I said, this is what I want to kick myself for not posting it on Wednesday. I said, this looks like, so this is a man in a stretcher, wounded. I don't know if he'll survive. I don't know. I don't know if he'll live or die. He's severely wounded, and he's in a stretcher here. And it's over this people turning their backs on each other, military people. And I said, it looks kind of like a Lavrov looking person, like tall, thin, older gentleman, or Prigozhin. I actually said that in my video. Prigozhin. You know how Lavrov and Prigozhin are kind of tall and thin. They're not, heavy, and they're older. Is a similar person like that. So this person, either Lavrov or Prigozhin, that man is going to get wounded, and I don't know if he'll live or die. I don't know. He's wounded there, but severely. Now I can say this now because I didn't, in my video that I made, I didn't want to say what this was. But I can say it now. People in Russia turning their backs on each other and working with intelligence with people in another country. So the people in Russia, people in the army, people in the government, people everywhere are going to be turning their backs basically on the cause, on the war. Guys, this war is going to be over soon. So I told you, to me, a year is not that far away. But I don't know if it's a year. And one more day of this war is too long. So I'm not saying, oh yeah, a whole year more of war. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm saying they're getting ready to wrap this up. This war is going to be over quite soon. Maybe less than a year. I don't know. Maybe a lot less. I don't know. Or around a year, or maybe a little more than a year, but not much more than that. And they're getting ready to wrap it up. So we're going to be looking at the end of this war. At the end of the war. And everyone in Russia turning their backs on each other, basically. Disorganization, chaos. And in that country, that faraway country, is this dead person. See how they're carrying him? It's very odd. I might draw it for you, what I see. Here's the dead person. Guys, is a smaller gentleman. Here, I finally see it. This is Putin. Stiff as a board. He's dead. He's stiff. To me, this is Putin. It's a small man. Thin, very little, very petite man. And he's like being honored. You see these pallbearers kind of walking. They look like they're in military gear. He has flowers. They put flowers on the abdominal area there of where the coffin or whatever. And here's what's weird. So I'm going to draw the picture for you. I'll draw it. They're going to put like flowers on his head or something. Or they're going to put something on his head, on his face, around his face. Either a flower arrangement on top, maybe on top of his face, or something to hold his face, or flowers on his face, or flowers around inside of him, the coffin inside, something like that. We'll see that. And see how everyone looks animated and alive, all the figurines, like they're doing something. This one is like with her arms folded in front of her, like her arms are into the front of her and her hands are holding each other. You know, like when you put your arms in front of you and you grab, you go like that and you grasp your other hand while your arms are hanging. That's what I see this lady doing here. This one has very straight posture, very straight, like standing in command, straight. This one is kind of so much taller than Zelensky, that's kind of leaning a little bit further down. Well, Zelensky listens, like this is a secret thing that they're saying to each other. Some sort of thing. They have very good communication. Here he is sitting. You can see like a person sitting, chilling. Everyone looks very animated, very alive. This one has a tiny waist. She's walking really fast. These are also walking behind her. Look at the kids, look extremely animated. This one looks like it's kicking something, a ball or something, falling back. This one's already on the floor. Here's Zelensky going up, like walking up. This kid is looking back at him. The lady holding the baby in her arms, like you hold a baby like that. All of these people look extremely animated. And then you get to this person laying down like dead. And it looks so stiff. It is clear as day, plain as water to me that this is Putin dead. And the war's they're wrapping it up. I know that Ukraine's going on an offensive, but the war's going to get wrapped up, you guys. Before that happens, though, unfortunately, before the war is over, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm sorry I'm speaking so fast. I just got to go back to finish a few things at work, and I'm just really hyper about this. I have to calm myself down sometimes, and I didn't get to calm myself down. I'm so hyper. But unfortunately, before the war is wrapped up, this is a land here, like an island almost. Well, obviously, if it's not an island, but it looks like an island, it's a peninsula. What is Crimea? A peninsula. This land is by water attached to this other land, and it is between Ukraine. It is between Ukraine and this other territory here. This other territory here. This foreign territory. So the land is between this foreign territory and all Ukraine. In this land resides holy people, priests, nuns. I think this is Crimea, and I think these are the Muslim Tatars. Because the person, here's the gentleman. You know how the Muslim people pray? They get on their knees and they put their heads down. It looks like that's what he's doing here. And the hat that he's wearing a hat. It has like embroidery or what's that other word? Embellishments. The headwear that this person is wearing has like embellishments on it or embroidery. It's not a plain hat. There's something on the hat. And he's crying, and there's people behind him, a bunch of other people behind him. And it's by the water. And that's how Crimea comes out for me. A place by the water. Before the war is over, I think Russia, this is not the Ukrainians, this is the Russians. They're going to do some sort of scorched earth operation there in Crimea. And I feel terrible for the Tatars. And for anyone living in Crimea, even the Russian civilians living there. I don't know when this is going to happen. I don't mean to, you know me, I don't like to so panic or be an alarmist. I'm not a doomsdayer. When everyone's saying it's the end of the world, I'm like, no, things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. We're going to have a rough time, but things are going to get better. And they will. But unfortunately, before things get better, I think the Russians might release some sort of dirty bomb or crazy weapon destruction bomb thing trying to scorch earth. Like, if we can't have Crimea, no one will. You see that? And I told you guys I was gonna get illumination. That's my illumination there. And that's also water. I'm very in tune with water. I need to go to somewhere where there is water because the stress is getting to me. I'm under tremendous stress, my husband and I. The work's just too much. And I need to go because here it is. This is telling me that dot there, that's my illumination. I need to go rest, and I need to go to somewhere with water so I could keep telling you. So I could keep reading and I can be healthy. And also, that's telling me I need to take a break from readings as well. Just a little bit. I know a lot of people, if I go on for 2 weeks without posting a Taza, they're like, oh my God, are you okay? Guys, don't worry about me. I am perfectly fine. This is not the tarot. I can't do this every day. I'll explain that in another video some other day. But unfortunately, back to this, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about this. This took me a long time to decipher. This is why I bring this up. This is Crimea. The poor Tatars and all the other civilians living there are going to have a horrible time. I think the Russians are going to do something, some explosion, dirty bomb, something crazy that it's like against the accord, the peace accords and the, what is that called? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's like a crime of war. It's a war crime what they're going to do there. But they're going to perform a scorched earth operation. And that might be the camel that will break, the straw that will break. See, I can't even talk. I'm so tired. This might be the straw that will, this will be the straw that will break the camel's back, I think. Again, if you live in Crimea, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know when. This might be months from now. I don't know when. But guys, be careful. And if you can't, get the heck out of there. Get out. Get out. I'm so sorry to have to say that. I'm sorry. But this is what I see here in this Taza. But yeah, this is the end of the war here. Here's Putin and he's dead. Let me draw for you what I see real quick. I'm a terrible drawer, but something like this. Okay, anyway, sorry it took that long. But that's what I see in the taza. So, after I noticed that, here's what I translate it to. Flowers there, that's the flowers. And either flowers in here, inside, and then like something around the face with flowers on top too, and flowers on top. And the pallbearers. Putin, if you're listening, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what you're going to look like. They're going to do that for you. You got your pallbearers and you got your flowers all over. And maybe this is like glass. Ah, they might have a glass face or something. A glass top here where the face is. Yep, that's what I see there. That's the end of this Taza, and it's for Zelensky. So he'll get to see all that. And unfortunately, they look worried about what's probably going to be happening down here in Crimea. Okay, thank you so much. And I'm sorry to give you mixed news, but this is life, right? This is how the world is. This is how the world is. Okay, so let me do now Putin's Taza. I don't know if I'll post it tonight, but we'll see. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being here. Hugs from Cooper, Shakira, and I. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.